Hi, it's Maija here, and today I'm doing one of those 5-star book predictions videos that I've seen around on BookTube. I think the first one was made by Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings. I will link her original video in the description. So I have chosen 5 physical books and I think 3 ebooks that I think are going to be 5 stars. Or I think that I am going to like a lot because I am very strict about my 5 stars. I give 5 stars out rarely. If a book is 4.5 stars, I most often round it down to 4 on Goodreads. 5 stars means it needs to have some sort of spark, some sort of emotion that I connect to really raise it above that level. So I'm hoping at least some of these books on this list will manage to do that. I have a couple that might be safer bets. Let's start with one of those. So the safest bet on my list is The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin. I have rated both of the previous books in this trilogy 5 stars. I doubt the conclusion will be getting anything less than that. Then I have another pretty safe bet, which is Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb. I'm saying it's pretty safe because I either give 4 or 5 stars to Robin Hobb's books usually. It just depends on which volume of that particular trilogy I connect to the most. I haven't read a book from Hobb that I didn't enjoy so far, so this is gonna get at least 4 stars, and I hope for 5 since it has been like 15 years since I last read about the adventures of Fitz and the Fool in the final book of the Tawny Man trilogy. Yeah, you're probably wondering why I haven't read this one yet, and it's because I decided to reread the Tawny Man trilogy, and it took me ages for some reason to get the courage to read the final book in the trilogy, and now I still need to read the Rain Wilds before reading this one because I haven't read the Rain Wilds before. But Robin Hobb is pretty safe bet for me. Continuing with the authors that I've read before, I also put Daughter of Hounds by Caitlin R. Kiernan on the list. Caitlin R. Kiernan writes dark fantasy sort of horror mix, and this is the latest book of hers that I own that I haven't read yet. I have really liked her newer works, especially The Red Tree. I think that was really great. Daughter of Hounds I think is loosely part of a series, maybe the ones that have Threshold and Low Red Moon before that, so I think I need to reread Threshold and then read Low Red Moon and then this one, even though I think it's more of a companion novel. I think I need to start reading them. I feel so excited holding this book. So the next 2 physical books are from authors that I haven't read before. The first is Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day by Winifred Watson. I got this as a gift last Christmas from Elizabeth from Books and Pieces. I have seen the movie of this years ago and I really enjoyed it. It was really fun and heartwarming and just a good cozy time. It's about this woman called Miss Pettigrew. She's a governess and she gets hired by this nightclub singer rather than a household of unruly children, and it's this one day that she goes around town with the nightclub singer. It could be really good. If it's super cozy and just so heartwarming that I get all the feels, it might get 5 stars. Next I have a non-fiction. You might know that I do not read a lot of non-fiction, but I have owned for years now Tom Rice's Black Count, Glory, Revolution, Betrayal and the Real Count of Monte Cristo, which is a non-fiction book about the grandfather of Alexandre Dumas. And I'm a big fan of the Three Musketeers and the Count of Monte Cristo, so I just have to read this. If this is a well-written and interesting non-fiction book, this might get 5 stars just because I really love this subject matter. Born to a black slave mother and a fugitive white French nobleman, Alex Dumas was sold into bondage but made his way to Paris, where he was schooled as a sword-fighting member of the French aristocracy. And it's about him and his life and him joining the army and raising in the ranks. It's just a really interesting subject matter to me. So now we're moving on to ebooks, and the first of these is a safer bet again because I have read this author before and I really like her writing, and that is Jackalope Wives by T. Kingfisher. This is a collection of her short fiction, including the winner of the Nebula Award for Best Short Story, Jackalope Wives, and the winner of the Best Novelette, I think it was, in the Hugos of 2017, The Tomato Thief. And it's just a bunch of her fairy tale themed short stories. I'm not quite sure if all of them are fairy tale themed, but I think at least most of them will be. The previous short fiction collection was called Toad Words and Other Stories, and I think it might be my favorite thing of hers, even from all of her novels that I've read. and I tend to enjoy her writing, so I hope that one will be a 5-star one. I have read the 2 award-winning stories and they were so good. Next I chose a horror book from new to me author Gemma Falsey's Experimental Film. This is a horror book about ghosts and movies, and I read the first chapter during a Try a Chapter tag. Maybe it was last year or earlier this year, and I was like, this is the book that I'm going to read next, and I still haven't read it. This is actually the book, apart from The Stone Sky, that I most think will actually get the 5 stars. I don't know why, it just sounds like exactly my cup of tea. Also, Thomas from SFF 180 gave it 5 stars during his Halloween themed week last year, and he doesn't really give 5 stars that often either. I hope this will be as good as I imagine. And for the last book I chose To Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer. This just won the John W. Campbell Award at the Hugo Awards this year, and as with Experimental Film, I have read the first chapter of this. I read it when I had it out from the library, but I didn't have time to read it. Then I had to return it because it had reservations, but I really like the first chapter. I think this philosophical science fiction book will not be for everyone, but I really like the writing style. It sort of mimics these older writing styles. Like, when I read the first sentence, I was blown away because it sounds exactly like a thing that I like to read. The first sentence is so long. You will criticize me, reader, for writing in a style 600 years removed from the events I describe, but you came to me for explanation of those days of transformation which left your world the world it is. And since it was the philosophy of the 18th century, heavy with optimism and ambition, whose abrupt revival birthed the recent revolution, so it is only in the language of the Enlightenment, rich with opinion and sentiment, that those days can be described. So those were the 8 books that I hope will get 5 stars from me. I would say at this point that I will make a video when I have read all of them and tell you if they got 5 stars, but who knows when that will be. I'm bad at reading the books that I say I'm going to read. TBRs don't work for me. So if you have read these books and think that I would really like them, let me know. But also let me know if you didn't like them. I'd also like to see a lot of these 5-star prediction videos, so if you have done one, let me know and I will go check it out from your channel. That's all from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!